In this tutorial, we're going to talk about the very basics, how to get a wheelie started. I'm going to talk about the power up versus the clutch up. I'm going to talk about body position on the bike. I'm also going to talk about how to properly set your bike up for wheelies. And I'm going to talk a little bit about fear and how to handle it, because you will encounter it when you're learning wheelies. So let's hop on the bike and get this tutorial going. And for those of you who are wondering, I'm sitting on a 2005 Husqvarna 650cc Supermoto. So this bike has heaps of power, which comes in handy when you're gonna learn how to wheelie. But let's start with the boring stuff, and let me just hop off the bike and show you how to set up your bike for wheelies. I like to keep the brake lever kind of level with the foot peg. Don't create any weird angles for your foot, so you have to either reach up for the brake lever, or it's gonna be like a stretch for you while you're in a wheelie to like reach it. And obviously make sure that your brakes are functioning as they should. And if we look up here at the clutch lever, if you have a stock lever that's kind of long like this one, chances are that it's going to pinch your other fingers while you're clutching it. I like to clutch with 1 or 2 fingers. Always make sure to have like your pinky and your ring finger still on the handlebar so you can grip it properly. So either you get like a 1 or 2 finger stun lever, or you can set up your lever so it engages before you actually pinch your fingers. So with this bike, before I pinch my fingers, it's actually already fully engaged. So this video is for you if you're just starting out your wheelie journey. And maybe you're even in that sweet research state before you even get a bike and start practicing. In other cases, it's kind of weird when you want to get that front wheel off the ground, because if you just twist the throttle, the bike will just accelerate forward, right? But if you twist it enough and you have enough power in the bike, it will start to flip the bike over, and you would risk looping the bike or flipping the bike over, as you've seen in 1,000 YouTube videos before, and we do not want to do that. So if you're on a powerful bike, it's really tempting to just power the bike up with the throttle, but I encourage you to start learning the clutch up, which is a technique where you engage the clutch, give the bike some revs, and then release the clutch kind of quick, which creates a spike in power. And what you want to do simultaneously with the throttle hand is you want to give it like 80% or more when you are engaging the clutch, and then as you release the clutch, you roll off to about like 50-60%. And if you're simply relying on the throttle to do this, that like rolling off action will be harder to calculate for you. That's why the safest way, or the most controlled way to get the bike going in a wheelie, is the clutch up. Now let me show you how it's done. So we engage the clutch, and then we rev, let the clutch go, and then roll off the throttle simultaneously as soon as the front wheel lifts the ground. You're just gonna hear the bike do a little row. Also, what you will notice when you start practicing this is the bike will pull you forward kind of quickly, and you do not want to be hanging onto the handlebars and rely on grip strength or arm strength to stay in contact with the bike. You want to place the weight in the seat so that you're still loose and nice in your upper body, and so that you're maintaining that dexterity in your fingers and hands. If you're fully stretched out like this, you will more easily like lose that control of the throttle, and it will actually be harder to reach out and like grab the clutch or whatever when you're fully extended. So try to avoid that static wheelie position where your back is kind of like a cheese doodle and your arms is just locked in, and you just follow the bike in which way you just want to go. So the best way to place the weight in the seat is just to arch your back forward and just get your chest forward and upwards in that proud position, and really focus on doing just a few accelerations where you keep your arms relaxed and really just arch your back. And if you're on a powerful supermoto like I am, it will lift that front wheel just by doing a hard acceleration. Another golden tip I can give you is that a lot of people are afraid of looping or whatever, so they practice in really slow speeds and often in first or second gear. But I again would encourage you to go a little bit quicker and maybe be in like the first third of the revs in the third gear. And why do I say that? Well, everything becomes a little bit smoother. If you do the clutch up and you do it wrongly, like you give it too much revs or whatever, you will not instantly loop out like if you do it in first. This is me in third gear. We even got some throttle coaches going, but that's another tutorial. You'll get there. And you want to practice this 100 times and then 100 times more, because there are no shortcuts of learning wheelies. Which leads me into another super important point, which is handling that fear. The second that front wheel lifts off the ground, you will almost guaranteed to be struck by fear or even panic. It's your body's way of telling you that you're exiting your comfort zone. That's basically what fear is. So if you just stay humble and get in tune with your body, so that you feel like when you're in that like scary zone, but not pushing through it and crashing. And that's the beauty of your comfort zone, because if you're in that zone, because that's where the progression lies, and you practice that for a couple hours, and then you sleep on it, and then you come back the next day, your comfort zone will actually have increased. So the stuff that was scary yesterday will not be as scary today, which were tomorrow yesterday. What the fuck? So again, don't listen to your buddies or any other YouTube tutorial that's talking about like just push through the fear or just clutch, rev and let go of the clutch and just see what happens. I've always played it safe, and I've never looped out just by ignoring what my body's telling me. And if you're wondering how I'm sitting on the bike, I'm actually not doing anything crazy body position wise. I'm just sitting in the seat like I would riding in the streets normally, and I'm keeping kind of like my heel on the foot peg, so I have a good contact with the brake lever, and then a wheelie looks like this. Some swerving action. And this is too much fun. If you want to know when you're at balance point, it's pretty much when the handlebars rises over the horizon and you can start looking underneath the handlebars. And that's where you really want to focus on learning the rear brake. And I actually have a tutorial on that. So click the link that pops up in this video, or just find the video on my channel. And if you want to support my channel, because I'm actually on a loaner bike right now, I had to sell my bike due to a personal crisis in finances last year. So if you want to help me, just put a super thanks on this video, and I think it's a voluntary amount of dollars. I think it starts on like $2 or whatever. I would appreciate every cent, because that will bring me closer to a new bike. Let's finish things off with a knee knocker. Feels nice. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Stay up.